me a second. I'm having a hard time. There it is. Okay. She had an upset stomach last night. Um, and she had to have a Pepto. And her Peptos are big. So for her, for me, it would be like trying to swallow almost like a whole cherry, like a whole dark red cherry. Anyway, let me just check some stuff here because I'm running behind. Oh, Gracie, what? What is your malfunction, darling? Can you hear her? Hang on a second. Let me pull up my live stream here. Hang on a second, folks. What? Oh, no, no. You don't ask me to pick it up and throw it. Okay? And then try and snatch it from my hands. It's going on the bed because Mommy can't throw right now. Hey, 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 everybody. Give me a second here. I'm what the heck? Oh, wrong one. Oh, there we go. So hi everybody. Thanks for popping in. Gracie, you need to take that in the living room if you want to be noisy. I wish you could have heard that. She sighed and laid down. I'll be right back. Oh, oh. What is, you got a hair in your eye, Grace. Hold still. Let me get that. There we go. There we go. No holes yet. Now, do you want a kiss from Mommy? Yes, your Mommy, baby. Mommy can't do a whole bunch today. Mommy hurt herself. There you go. Put your nose down. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yes. All right. There you go. Go get it. There you go. That's all I got, baby. I'm sorry. It's all I got right now. I know you kept me warm all night long. So yesterday, it takes a lot more. Oh, and forever who told me to get Howie to get me a pair of needle nose pliers. I carry these everywhere. Okay. They usually are in my purse. Hello, hello, hello. So, yeah, she wasn't well. She woke up this morning. Howie, I woke up. I wasn't actually asleep. But I was dozing and I woke up to Howie going, I guess Gracie had thrown up last night. And so he was cleaning it up because he had to get me my walker last night to get me out of my chair in the living room. And so I gave her a Pepto-Bismol and she's been good ever since. But I think I gave her too much of the hamburger from my goulash last night. Like usually it's fine if I just take a piece of meat, like a chunk of meat, and take the sauce off it and give it to her. But something wasn't right for her. But she's quite all better now. Okay, give me a second here, folks. I'm getting my stuff together. So, yesterday, while I was doing my live stream, you guys can't see what I'm doing, right? while I was doing my live stream, no, that was me, Dopey. I got up to do something. And when I was going into the kitchen, I have a long mat in front of my sinks. And no, I'm not going to get rid of it because I sometimes splash on the floor and that catches it, right? Because our floor is just getting wrecked from the leak, from when the dishwasher leaked a couple of times. So as I was walking towards the sink, the mat had pulled out a bit and it was just up a little bit. My toe caught it and I tripped and went forward. And I was so close to the sink that I didn't fall down, but I fell nonetheless. And I landed on the counter. That's as high as my shoulders will go right now. I landed on the counter, stopping myself from falling. I twisted my left ankle, my left knee, my lower back, and both my shoulders, mostly my right shoulder. So that was it. That was the rest of the day. Thank God I had put all my cabbage that I was doing that day in the dehydrator. Thank God I had supper in the crock. And thank God I had done my dishes and folded my laundry. Well, not all of my dishes. I still have dishes to do. So, I mean, it could have been a lot worse. But I'll tell you what, I slept, and getting into bed was not easy, right? Because I have a way of getting into bed that doesn't hurt my back and my knees and everything. There's the side of my bed, and I roll my blankets back, and I put my left hand down, and I go vroom, when I roll into bed. Well, my left ankle wasn't supporting me when I went to bed. So, hoi, yoy, yoy. So, but when I got up this morning, my ankle was much better. It's like I pulled a tendon on the outside above the bone. You know that pokey out bone on the outside of your foot, your ankle? It's like a space about that far from that bone, that far up. I must have pulled a tendon or a ligament. Thank God I didn't rip anything. And my knee. And my knee is so-so. My ankle only pains me. It's not as bad. The muscle relaxers and going to bed really helped. So when I say it could have been a lot worse, it could have been a lot worse if I hadn't stopped myself. Normally, if I'm falling, I will allow myself to fall. Why? Because I'm built like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And if I fall, especially in the kitchen where there's chairs around, I'd be able to get back up. Yes, I'd hurt my back and all that stuff. But catching myself, stopping myself actually is worse. But if I hadn't stopped myself, I would have whacked my head right off the granite counter. Like, no two shakes about it. So your body knows, right? Now, give me a second here. How's everybody doing today? It's Howie's birthday on Sunday. So, but they made him a cake at work today for his birthday. And Briar's taking him out for dinner and a concert, Megadeth, on Sunday. And all he wants for supper tonight is mushroom soup and grilled cheeses. And I think that's because I've fallen and he doesn't want to push it. So give me a second here. There we go. So it has taken me from the time I scheduled this live at 1 o'clock. It took me a full hour See, I scheduled this while I was sitting in the loo getting dressed and taking my vitamins. It's taken me a full hour to get dressed, put the dog out, feed the dog, and make a cup of tea. A full hour, folks. Yeah, my right knee's not happy either. So that's what's going on in my life today. But guess what? It could always be worse. Always. So I thank God last night that my injuries weren't real hard injuries. Right now, it's mostly my lower back and my shoulders. Right on my pillow. Yes, I'm talking about you. How are you, Snooze? Is your tummy better? All right, lay down. Hi, Kyla. How are you, honey? Well, it's going to be a day because I now have my dishes from supper last night. And the dishes I couldn't get done yesterday because I planned to do them, but I fell. So that's what I'm going to try and do today. I'm going to take my desk chair or a kitchen chair and I'm going to try and do dishes. I'm going to try and do dishes with, as much as I can. And that'll be it. Howie wants grilled cheese and soup. I think that's because he knows I'm not working very well today. Yesterday it was melting today. Yeah, well, yesterday it was so cold. Excuse me. Oh, good stuff. Oh. So that's Sassy Saturday will be tomorrow. And I have I got to start some more seeds. I realize the amount of cabbage I use, if I can at least grow 4 or 5 cabbages, it'll do us the winter for dehydrated cabbage. Still need to get your Friday cleaning done. Well, Howie's birthday actually isn't until Sunday. So, and he had a chocolate cake at work today. They made him a cake at work today. And I'm supposed to make him one tomorrow. And I'm wondering if I even should, but I'm going to look up the recipe and see if I can't cut it in half. And instead of making a 9 by 13, we'll make a 9 by 9. You know what I mean? And is that Andrea R? I will do that. Thank you, honey. I will do that. Tell Uncle Howie happy birthday. You just waking up? Well, you're in Alberta, right? Moving to Alberta soon. Gonna be a dental floss tycoon. Oh, last week on Sassy Saturday, I discovered how this works with that. And I had a blast. And I used it and I had fun. Why? Because I wasn't sure I was going to be able to sing this week. It's after 12 now. It's 20 after 2 here. It's 20 after 2 in the afternoon. And I got out of bed at 1:45. I got out of bed at 1:45. So where's my sister Wendy? Oh, I'm not even on live chat. So got to fold clothes. I did that yesterday, thank God. Oh, I know. Dishes are the worst. And when they're caught up, it's great because you just do them as you go. But when you hurt yourself or you've got to sit because you've done too much of something else, they stack up pretty bloody quick. So, yeah, I'm gonna start some cabbages, but I'm gonna start them. I got to get Howie to get me a bag of hot oil. I'm gonna start some cabbages. And I've ordered more herbs. I've ordered rosemary, sage, and thyme. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Sage, rosemary, and thyme. I have parsley. I have... What else did I grow yesterday? Start yesterday. I started a couple of things. Oh, so you're looking after them, eh? I have a sink for to wash. Yeah, me too. Me too. So, everybody say hi. And, oh, I'll go behind the fan. Thank God I had my shower yesterday, too. Because there's no way I'd have been able to get in and out of the shower last night or today. At night, I get no sleep. You have to nap when you. It's like having a newborn, eh? Did I say stay high? No. I said say hi. But you interpret that however you want, Renita. Hey, Linda. Hey, Seashell. Best muscle relaxer known to man. All right, let's pop out the participants list and say hello to Andrea R. And that's a new name, is it? Or are you just a lurker? But if you're new here, welcome aboard. Barbara, Barbara. Brenda Hoffer, Seashell Aloha, darling, and mahalo for always showing up. You and Linda both. Charles, Kyla, Lena K, Linda Chandler, Mama TNJ, or previously known as Mama Dukes. Journey, Phoebe, Renita, and Sue Hagen. Hey, everybody. Hey, you can't? Well, then, then it's edibles, right? I put some on my goulash last night. So, but I started watching the second half of the season, the fourth season of Bridgerton, and I got an episode and a half in, I think. I might have to watch it again. Hey, Kathy Estivado, how are you? Really? Hey, Mary Jane Will, how's it going? Oh my goodness. Anyway, I'm glad. We're soon going to be getting into gardening season. I am so sorry I have not a video for you today. Life with the Wolfies will have a video tomorrow, and I will probably be reading from Christy later today or tomorrow, but I'd like to finish the book. There's only 2 chapters left, right? So that's about all I can plan for. My tomato plants are like that big. They're like that big. So I have to phone Howie and tell him to pick me up some potting soil because they're going to have to be repotted. Is it season 15, Lena? Because I haven't even finished season 14. Do you know what? What I used to do is I used to go back. And every time there was a new season, and I'd start watching that from season 1 again, right? But I noticed a lot of things about that was going on in the world agenda, but they were like, oh, we got to do vaccine trials and stuff, and I was like, that's it's a little early for me to start seeds. I can't till about the middle of March. Where are you, honey? Because I just snatched a gently used Hudson Bay 6-point blanket. Wow! I want to make a quilt duvet cover, log cabin style for it. Any tips? Measure it. Measure it. And believe it or not, Hudson's Bay blankets may feel thick and warm, but you can quilt through them. The stitches have to be a little bit bigger, but you can quilt them. I've done it. Okay. So, oh my God, I used to go to the thrift store. I had a green one with a black stripe. I've had several, but I used to be able to get them at the thrift store for like $2 or $3. And the last one I bought was 5. And that's because nobody likes itchy wool. But I made the mistake of quilting them. And then it's a thing. So yeah. Near Akwesasne, New York. Oh, that's right. If we ever go down there to play poker again, I'm going to phone you, aren't I? Or I'm going to message you. Any tips? Measure it, and then think about if you're making it for a person. Think about them. Think about their colors, what works well with them, what works in their home. If it's for you, just picture it. Just do. You can do. You don't have to have all the same colors like I'm doing, like the muted earth tones. Okay, you can do anywhere from black and purple to dark green, right? And just lights. As long as they're opposites and you see the contrast, it's great. But it all depends on what you want for colors, right? It's not early for me because I was going to get up, but I'm not going to get up because it's a little hard. Okay. Picture this is, cut the top off. Picture this as the can that my tomatoes in. They're now like this tall. So what I do when I have 3 inches between the very first original leaves, the ones that don't look like tomato leaves, when I have 3 inches between the most bottom leaf and the soil, I will loosen, pull the plant right out, cut off the bottom half of the soil, push the tomato plant down into the bottom, and then break up the soil and put it back in to the bottom of the leaves again. And I'll do that 3 or 4 times so that by the time the May long weekend comes and it's time for planting, my stalks will be like that. They'll be like nursery, right? And they won't be tall and leggy and thin. I just cut them. I cut the bottom part of the soil off, push it down in, put the soil back in and water it. And I do that. Well, you got to give it time to, because it stresses them, but you got to give it time to build new roots and stuff like that. So every couple of weeks, I'll do that until about 4 weeks before planting, 3 weeks before planting, which is mid-April, or first week of May. I will stop transplanting them and I will let them get a good solid root system, and then I plant them. It is not early for me to start because I build them up. Does that make sense? If I started my tomato plants, and all of my tomato plants are fast growing. There's three kinds. There's crimson, and some of them you gave me. There's Manitoba. There's Crimson Sprinter, that came from one of you folks, and the Northern Paste. And they are all ones that are fast growing. Like everyone, I'd love nothing more than have beefsteak tomatoes. But the truth is, I would waste a lot of garden space for about 4 tomatoes, right? Even one plant. So I'm going to create a hybrid because I'm going to save seeds from one of each of the tomatoes. Now, they're going to be cross-pollinated already. So their seeds will give me some kind of hybrid, right? But we'll see. That's what I want to do this year. Because I've been looking and looking forever. Like The Quebec 6 was way too small. It was like a big cherry tomato, right? But we'll see. We'll see. My growing zone is here. They say to plant around June 10th, but at the last few years, been able to plant a couple of weeks early. My growing zone is like 4A, 4B. It's pushing up towards 5. But we'll see. I just hope the growing conditions are better this year. God knows there's a lot of moisture going to be in the ground, thank God. Right? Can I still wash it if I quilt through it instead of making a cover for it? And yeah, I'm going to be selfish and make this one for myself. Good girl, Raven. Yes, you can still wash it. But here's a tip from my nephew, Andrew. You know how I've been redoing Mikey's quilt, redoing Briar's quilt, redoing Arthur's quilt? I got another quilt because they just love them. Well, Andrew does too, right? My nephew Andrew does too. But he treats them like he said, okay, when I gave them their wedding quilt, he phoned me and he said, do I have to dry clean? Like, should I dry clean? I said, hell no, throw it in the washing machine and throw it in the dryer. I make them to be used and loved. And so he said, oh, okay. And I haven't heard about it since. But when I was doing Mikey's, I phoned Andrew and I said, listen, honey, hang on a second, folks. It's got me thinking. I've been redoing Arthur's quilts and Briar's quilts, and I'm redoing Mikey's original quilt. And, you know, do you still have your original quilt? Does it need to be redone? And he goes, no, Aunt Bev, they're all in pristine condition. I said, all? He said, the one you made me, the one you made Aaron, and the wedding quilt. I said, the one I made Aaron? And he said, yeah, Aunt Bev. He said, when they moved to Australia, it was too much weight. And there were certain things they couldn't do. See, his wedding quilt, Aaron's wedding quilt, I mailed to them. Right? So Andrew, and I said, so they're all, what, don't you use them? Because he said they're all in pristine condition. He said they're all in mint condition. I said, don't you use them? He said, of course I use them. I said, then how? He said, Aunt Bev, I'm not an animal. He said, I know the work you put into them, right? He said, they get washed on delicate in cold, and then they get hung to dry. He said, I don't. He said, I look after them. God love them, eh? Hey, JB. What is 8B? Oh, well, 8B means you can grow just about anything you want, eh? Except maple syrup trees. You can grow them, but you won't get syrup. And no, we're not doing syrup this year. So, anyway, that's what's going on. I'm hoping I can ask Howie to pick me up. I'll be phoning him and ask him to pick me up a small bag of potting soil. Because I want to start my herbs. And I'm really looking forward to these big garden beds. I'm really looking forward to them. I've got a lot of cardboard at one day. When my hands are up to it, I'm going to shred a bunch of cardboard. And we'll do leaves and compost and everything. But one of the biggest things I've heard I should do when I'm planting is before I plant, a couple of days to a week before, work compost into the soil. I don't know how we're going to be able to rearrange the garden and get it planted in time between freezing and planting, because it happens pretty quick. Oh yeah, the Akwesasne is near the Mohawk Indian Reserve in New York State. And I've actually gone there. I've been to the casino and I've been to the bingo hall, not to play bingo, but to play poker, right? So, yeah. Anyway, folks, I gotta hit the books here. I gotta get out of this chair. My back is not happy. I'm gonna give it a rest, and I'm gonna stand up and try and do a handful of dishes. And then in about an hour and a half, I'll go on my live on Reading with Beverly. Almost Reading with Beverly Wolfe for the last 2 chapters of Christie. Okay? I love you guys. Take care. God bless. My mouth is, you know what hurts the most? Still, my jaw. Why? Because when you close your mouth, everybody with teeth, close your mouth. There is a gap between your upper and lower gums that is held in place by your teeth. And when you lose your teeth or your teeth are taken out, biting down makes your jaws extend farther than they normally would, and it hurts. So 9 times out of 10, I'm going to sleep with my tongue in between my gums, and I wake up with in a puddle. It's something else, I tell you. I love you guys. Take care. God bless. Reading with Beverly Wolfe, folks. I will see you about 4 o'clock. All right? I love you. Bye-bye.